Hey guys, this is E with Scrapbooking with Me, and we're going to make a few more pages for journals today. These are going to be I may add some of these into our March journal, and some of them I may just save for a different journal. But I like to add book pages in, but you know, sometimes you don't always want to turn the book page this way and fold it because then your writing goes sideways. So we're going to use this book page, and I'm just going to show you how that I do them sometimes to add the book page in, have the writing the right way, and then have, you know, something else. In this case, we're going to use a envelope. Okay, now what we're going to do, I cut this one down a little bit because this is the size of my March journal, so I'll probably be adding this one in there. But you can use whatever size book page you want. And then this is just an envelope that is, let's see how big this is. This is 6.5 by 5. So what I did was I took the book page and I folded over just a short amount. It's probably about an inch, yeah. And then I'm going to take the envelope and I'm going to put it right there, and I'm going to glue it down to that little flap. So when you open this up, you've got the envelope there. This will be where you stitch it in your signature right there. So that'll be the center of it. And then this we're going to make into a pocket, and we'll cover this with paper and that kind of thing. But the first thing I need to do is put my glue on here. And I'm just going to center mine up because my envelope is not quite as long as my book page, so I'm just centering it up. Like that. And then you're just going to put it up in that little crease and then fold that over. Now that is now you've got a page like that. So then this part we're going to use for a pocket, but I'm going to cut this off, I think. I don't think I want that on there. Do I want that on there? Do I want that on there or do I not? I don't think I want that on there. I'm going to cut it off, and I'm going to cut it at the same length as the book page is. You could leave it on there if you wanted a flap on your pocket. I think on this one I'm just going to cut it off. I have done it both ways, and it doesn't really matter, but I think on this one we're just going to cut it off. Now this is going to be my pocket here, and then I'm going to cover some of this, and then I'll cover this back part. Now I don't want these little flaps on there like that, I don't think, so we're going to cut those off. Just going to go right into that, cut that off, and the same over here. Well, that was some bodgy cutting, wasn't it? Some days my eyeballs don't look straight. Okay, now you could cut that off a little bit more if you don't want all of this up here at the top, because there will be our pocket, but I'm going to leave that and just cover this with some kind of paper. So we're going to cover this first. So what are we going to cover it with? I think I'm just grabbing some paper from over here. This is some of that paper from Betty. Let me decide which one I want here. I want something not too bold. So hers is perfect because it's not a bold design. It's very subtle. I'm just trying to decide if I could get all of it on there, and I don't think I could, and I don't want to cut that flower in half, so let's just look a little further. Oh, this page is so pretty. Let's see, let's just do that. I like that. So we're going to cut tear the edges off first. Well, come on, tearing tool. Tear me like I need it tore. Alright. I'm going to tear the top off. There we go. Now, I think that should fit right there, just like that. Oh, yeah. Now, we'll need to trim it off again, right there. And I don't mind if a little bit of that envelope shows, since it is a lighter color. Okay, who sees my mark? So let's try to put this on here so we can hopefully tear it pretty straight. There we go, right there. Hopefully that is the mark that I'm supposed to be going by. There's always hope. Okay, there we go. And then we're going to need to tear it off here. I'm just going to put a little crease right there where I need to tear it. Again, I'll use my grid like that. There we go. Okay, so that piece is going to go right there. That's going to reinforce this where we put it together, and then it's going to cover that. Now let's go ahead and put a little ink on here. I'm just inking right at the edges where that decal edge ruler tore. I love that look. I think you can see just that little bit of decal edge there. So pretty. Okay. Now, let's see what I'm going to put it down with this Barely Arts glue. I've not noticed this showing through anything, even the thinnest of paper. So we're just going to use this. Now, this is not a challenge. This is not on the March challenge, but you can certainly do these. They're just not on the March challenge. I just, I needed more pages for a couple of journals that I'm working on, and I wanted to do some a little bit different. So I thought this is about as different as you get. Okay, I wrinkled that a little bit right there, but I'm not going to worry about it. I'm just going to press it down, and it will be fine. You can't even tell it now that I pressed it out. So there is that. And see, we've got a little tuck there. I'm not going to punch a little pull there because you don't need it. You've got, you know, all of this space. Okay, I'm going to cover this with something. And I need something a little bit sturdy here because this, you know, that when you cut an envelope like that, this is a little bit flimsy. So I need a piece that's a little bit sturdy. A little bit more sturdy. So let's see what we might have. Some of these beautiful kits that I've got. We'll see what we can use. I bet I've got something on here. Ooh, that would be pretty, wouldn't it? Oh, we may use that. Susan, I may have to print this one again, girl. I think this is this the one you sent me, or is this the one I purchased? I can't remember. But I'm definitely going to have to print this again. This is too pretty to use just one time. And see, these kits, these are two different kits from two different designers, and they go beautifully together. Absolutely beautiful. They both got that bluish color in there. So you do not have to use everything from one particular kit. Alright, let's see how much we're going to have to take off of this. Let me just keep that out. Oh, I wish I didn't have to cut any of it off because I like it so much. But I am. And I think I'll just take it all off the bottom, and then I can use this little piece for something else later. We'll cut that little piece off the top. And then I'm laying it right here beside me to mark, just so that I don't mark it wrong. I don't want to have to move everything. So I'm going to cut a little bit more off that top. Let's just see. That way I'll have all that I need to cover that. So I'm going to cut a little bit more off the top. I don't want to get into that flower. So that will work. And then this piece we'll trim off right here. And that will go in my little scraps. Now let's see what this looks like. Okay, come on now. You can go in there. Oh, look at that. I like that. I've got just enough of that showing. This is from Betty, from Betty's Creation. This is from Susan. Look how good they match. Absolutely gorgeous. Okay. Let's go ahead and put a little bit of color on here. And then put this in. You guys are going to have to remind me, I've got to replace my little sponge on the bottom of that blending tool because it is falling apart. I have used it so much. Alright. So let's put that right there. Bring it out just a little bit more on this end. Love, love, love that. Look at that. Isn't that pretty? So there is a pocket. We can slide, oh, even that tag. That would look gorgeous in there. We can slide a tag in there. And I may, I think I'm going to round these corners too. I kind of like the corners rounded a little bit. So we're going to round this corner. I'm using my 1/2 inch tool. This is a Crocodile corner rounder. Yeah, that looks much better like that. So there is a pocket. Then you can open this up. Now you can leave your book page as is. We can cover this. So let's go ahead and put something on here. And what shall we put? Where's the other part of that page that I just used? See, I'm so excited because I've got so many new papers to play with. Let's see. Well, what did I do with it? Did y'all see? Did I throw it? Where did I put it? It's got to be here somewhere. Here it is. It just got buried a little bit. That'll be pretty even on that side. Or we could come here with this. Oh, and I kind of like that. I'm going to drop it down just a little bit to get my number on there. So let's go ahead and tear off that edge. Oops. Oh, Edith, you have to hold it down. Okay. Then, let's see how big we need this. So I want to pull it down just enough that my number is going to be on there. So I need to tear it right there. And then right there. And right there. Okay. That's some good measuring, isn't it? So let's tear this off first. That piece will be excellent to save for our stamping, collaging, whatever we might want to do. Tear that off right about there. And then we're going to tear this off right here, and that should get the size that we need. Oh, look at that. That'll make a beautiful tag. Let's see now if this is going to be the right size or if I'm going to have to trim it off a little bit more. I'm going to take just a tiny bit more off of this right here. And I do have it upside down, I know that. I was just laying it on there, but if I take a little bit more off of there, I think it's going to work better. Now let's look. So we'll put that there. Yes, and I'll have just a tiny bit of that showing around the edges, which is fine with me. Okay, that's going to work. Just inking that little bit of decal edge. Now we do have more of these rulers in stock, and don't forget that you not only get this one, but you get 2 other rulers and then a water brush. So it's 4 pieces all together. And you see this is just copy paper right here, but I'm using this glue on it, and I've not had any problem with it showing through. I just press it down a little bit and I'm not had any problems at all. So there's not as much water in that glue as it is in some of them. Alright. Now I had quite a few people that have been messaging me asking when I was going to start back shipping the art glitter glue. We're really not supposed to ship until the weather turns warm and it gets above like 45 degrees between us and you. But I went ahead and opened it up yesterday. If I do have a disclaimer on there, if something happens to it between me and you, if it freezes, whatever, and it doesn't come back together, which I really think it will, because I have actually frozen one and then took it back out and it worked fine. I didn't have any problem with it. I did that as just a test to see if it was going to work, but I can't guarantee that because the company says that we can't. So if you want to purchase one with that disclaimer, then you're more than welcome to. They are open. Now I don't have many because they won't ship me anymore until my weather warms up, but I do have a few if you want to get more. Okay, so there is that. So we got that side and then that side. You can use that for journaling, or you could even put another little pocket on here, like a little vellum pocket. Why don't we do that? Let's find a piece of vellum. I think I had one right in here somewhere. Here we go. I like my vellum pockets when you've got something underneath that you don't want to lose the color of, or you don't want to lose that. I don't want to lose those flowers, so in that case I like my vellum pockets. Now on this, I think I'm just going to tear it with my metal ruler. I don't really want a decal edge because I would have to tear it all the way around if I did. So we're just going to tear with this little metal ruler. And it tears vellum real well. Not a problem. So, what have you guys been doing? How are you? What are you up to? I'm trying my best to keep up with all of the posts about the March challenge. I'm behind probably, but I'm trying to keep up with them. And if I haven't, loved yours and said something about it, don't feel bad. I will get there. I'm just trying to go through and make sure that I see all of them. And tonight I've got to sit down and answer some messages, so it'll be a good time for me to look through all of those. Yeah, that's going to be pretty right there. Again, I'm going to use the Barely Arts glue. We do have more of the mini and the original on order. They should be here this next week. We did run completely out. We do have the refills and then the complete bundle that also has the mini in it and the original, but we have run out of the smaller ones. So if you want one of those, you can pick it up next week. Cute. Yeah, now let's just take this little corner off right here. Ooh, I got lots of glue there. Take that off so it won't gum my scissors up so bad. And see, that glue doesn't even show through there. I like that. And it doesn't make my vellum crinkly. Alright, that is a good one. And we can put a tag in there. That tag would be pretty in there. It doesn't have the tag. Keep in mind, your tag does not have to be the complete width of your pocket. You can make your tag any size that you want. Let's see if that's going to be too tall. No, really, I like that. So let's trim this out. I think I'll just use my trimmer. I like that. Love that tag right there. I'm going to go ahead and I should have done that while I was cutting and I didn't. Instead of trying to get it back in there, I'm just going to trim that off so I can lay that aside. Okay. Save that little piece for later. And look at this. This is going to be pretty. You'll even be able to see that rotting through there too. That fits perfect. And then when you pull that out, you can see the blue flowers behind. Now this is from Hello Susan. This one is from Betty. Betty's Creation. So they match perfectly. You ladies are awesome, I'm telling you. I know how much time it takes to make these digitals. I don't even have the time to make them as pretty as you guys are. There we go. So we got it. Already have a tag in there. Now on this, I think I'm going to leave that as is. And then when I get this in my journal, I may put something else on there. I don't know. But that's going to be another page right there. So let's pull this. Let me move this over. Alright, so we have this going here. Look at that. It's getting nice and pretty, isn't it? And I'll probably put, let's see, where I might want that one. I don't know. I might put it right here. Alright, so that one I think is going to go there. So you would have... No, I'm going to move it. I'm going to move it back here. I want to put it in there. So I would have this. Open this up. Look at that. I'd have that one and then I'd flip open. Have this. I have that. That goes good with that. I do need probably something else right here. Just a small something. I don't think, well, I think I'll leave these, and one of them will be for journaling, and the other one I might decorate up a little bit. And see, this is even another collection from Susan. So there's like 3 or 4 different collections in here. So they don't all have to be from the same collection. This, I think, is going to be my center right here. This is the one we did for the challenge. Now, on the inside of this one, I stitched another page here. This page is from Betty. I stitched that page here, and then I made pockets at the top that I'll put some large tags in. I also tried something a little bit different. Now, this is going to work, but this page I had just printed on regular copy paper, so it wasn't thick enough. But for our next challenge, we're going to do one of these pages, and I'm going to show you how to make that little hidden pocket to where you can tuck something in there. This is just going to be a little envelope that's tucked in there, and you can just pull that out and you've got a hidden pocket down in there. I'll show you how to do those. They're not hard at all, but we're going to have to do it with a little bit thicker paper than this because I ended up kind of tearing the edge of it just a little bit. But this is just one of those little credit card slit pockets. That's all that is. But we're going to do that in our next challenge, and that will be probably Monday or Tuesday. I can't remember what day I have that set for. Okay, so that's our front right there. Now, my pages are going to be a little bit uneven out here. I don't mind that as long as they fit in my book. Now, if they get a little bit long out here, then I'll trim them off. I think they're going to be okay, But if you want to trim yours off, you can do that. You know, I may put mine together and then look at them and say, well, I think they're going to need to be trimmed just a tiny bit. But you know, once you press this down in there and put your stitching in, it's going to pull those pages together a lot better than what they are. So, and you can always, if you're putting a lot of pages together, you can do 2 signatures instead of 1. You don't have to put everything in 1 signature. Let's see how many pages I have in this one. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Yeah, that's about my limit for pages. But the reason mine are bulking out a little bit is because some of these I already have pockets on, because, you know, we did those together. But like I said, I don't mind this unevenness out here. That doesn't bother me at all. But if that bothers you, you can always just put these back in your trimmer or take an X-Acto knife and just trim them off even. But I'm going to leave mine as is. Okay, so that's how we're going to stitch them in. And I don't think I'm going to put any more in there than that. Right there. Alright, now this is going to be a, some people call it a hidden spine. Some people call it a floating spine. I've heard it called many different things. But I'm going to show you in the next video, and I'm going to do another video because it'll take me just a little while to get everything ready and get it prepared to stitch this in. And it takes us just a little while on the spine. But I'm going to show you how to stitch that in. But for right now, I think that may be all that we do on this one. It's just that pocket that we just did. Just a book pocket, that one right there. So you can use a book page, use it the right way up, and then still have a really pretty pocket just by using an envelope. And you could use a scrap envelope. You wouldn't have to use a new envelope like I did. Just use a scrap one that you're going to throw in the garbage or whatever. That will work too. You're going to cover it anyway. So I think that's it on this video. I'm going to come right back and we're going to start on the spine part on this. Alright, we will talk to you guys later. Thanks so much for watching. Don't forget to give us a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button, and check out the links below if you want to know about any of the products that we are using. We'll talk to you guys later. Bye-bye.